All right. Hey everyone, welcome to Wake the Fuck Up Wednesday. Listen, today I'm going to talk about how to stop hustling. And I want to talk about that because I know that a lot of the time we hear about this in sort of an entrepreneurial and business context. But I really wanted to mention to you that I have found this sort of concept applicable to my spiritual practice as well. Like it's been kind of wild because you may have heard me say how being an entrepreneur is a spiritual practice and I still stand by that to this day because it has pushed me out of my comfort zone and really caused me to do uncomfortable things, do scary shit, and also cultivate a lot of self compassion and understanding for all my limiting beliefs and negative talk and, my emotions and my mind. And so, in one of my business programs, actually, the first time I was introduced to this concept was with Susan Hyatt, who's one of my business coaches. And she told me, you actually make more money when you have fun in business. And I was like, what? That sounds crazy. Because it was like counter to everything that I had heard up, with business coaching up until that point. But she was right. So I just sort of trusted because that's what I did with her. It seemed to be working for her and other people. So I tried it and it started working. But then I realized I didn't quite understand why it worked. Like I got that it worked and it was way more enjoyable. But then I was like, why is this something that seems to be beneficial, right? And so I then had a program with Melanie Childers, which she's my business coach right now, called the Bad Bitch Mastermind. And I know, totally in alignment with with my gem, right? But she presented to me this image of the hustle cycle, which I thought was so cool. I wonder if I have a copy of it on my laptop here that I could share with you. Oh, is this it? Let me see. I'm trying. Yes! Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm going to share this real quick. Screen share this. I know that y'all that aren't on the Zoom can't see this, but I'm going to describe it to you. So basically, we have a hustle cycle when we hit kind of a road bump in our practice. So even though this was taught to me in an entrepreneurial context, this is actually, I want to speak to it in a personal growth and spiritual context, okay? So, for example, we want to cultivate more compassion. So we're like, I'm going to meditate or I'm going to be less bitchy. So I'm going to start a spiritual practice. I don't like being so upset all the time. So then we meditate. We're all excited at first. Things seem to be going well. But then we hit a road bump or we're not progressing as quickly as we thought we would. So then self doubt enters, right? Self doubt enters. And then we start going, well, fuck, maybe this isn't going to work for me. Maybe I'm like the one person that meditation doesn't work for. Or maybe I'm too broken to do this. Or in business, right? Like maybe I'm not smart enough or good enough for this, right? I'm just not cut out for this. Then we go, well, fuck, I don't like how this feels. This feels shitty. I want to make this go away. So then we add this pressure like, okay, I better achieve that financial goal, right? In business, I better sign this many clients or achieve this goal. But then we can, in our personal growth, we can say, like, all right, well, maybe I just need to meditate longer. I'm going to meditate an hour in the morning and an hour in the evening. Or maybe it's like a personal growth thing, like your health. Well, and then I'm going to exercise like 7 days a week. I'm not going to have a break. And I'm going to like super calorie restrict and do all this shit, right? So we have all of these options that we do when we put pressure on ourselves. And that's the hustle behavior, right? So we may not notice a hustle cycle or be in one until we start to experience self-doubt. We put pressure on ourselves because we want that self-doubt to go away. And then that's when the hustle kicks in, right? So when we are hustling, we engage in all kinds of shit that is not helpful, right? And we also feel a sense of shame from that. Like, this isn't working. Oh my gosh, like I'm doing all this stuff and nothing's happening. And then we're exhausted, which then feeds into our self-doubt. And it's this vicious cycle. So when we do the things that my business coaches of recent times have taught me, which is to add more fun and joy and come from not a place of attachment to the goal, but from a place of service and love and joy and fun, then we can break this cycle. Because when we're in a hustle cycle, we are out of alignment. I'm going to close this now, okay? When we're in a hustle cycle, we are out of alignment. And if you listen to my last, like a couple episodes ago, it was on alignment. We wanted to identify when we're out of alignment, right? I shared with you that I get more irritable, more critical. I have a more pessimistic attitude, a little more bitchy, like my early things, the early signs of being out of alignment. Way down the line is like raging. So like, what are your early signs of being in hustle behavior, right? Whether it's for your personal growth or business, like it's usually around, I better do this. I need to do this. I need to take another class, do another workshop, read another book on meditation. I need to sign up for another program. We get this desperate kind of feeling, this frantic, anxious feeling, right? For me, that's a big sign that I'm in a hustle energy. And being in hustle mode is the same as being out of alignment, right? We are not in alignment. We're going into the negative zone of alignment as opposed to the neutral or positive zone of alignment, right? So we start engaging in these behaviors. And listen, so this is what, Melanie's hustle cycle visual taught me was like, it is not the reason that adding fun and joy and ease to it works is because when we are in hustle mode, we are in a stress response. So we are in fight mode, which is like, fuck you, this doesn't work, you can't make me sit and meditate, that's not gonna work, I'm just gonna find my own thing, whatever, right? Rebelling, which many of us are good at, right? Fleeing, avoiding it altogether. I'm not even gonna get on that cushion, I'm not gonna do the retreat, I'm gonna back out, right? Freezing, perseverating, right? That's some of the I'm not going to take any action. I'm just going to listen to some podcasts, read some books, take some courses, right? That's another form of freezing because it's passive action. It looks like you're doing something, but you're not. You're consuming and not creating. Then we have fawning, which is the people-pleasing aspect, right? Where we want to engage in perfectionism to avoid criticism, or because if we do nice things for people, then we feel more worthy because then maybe they need us and they'll like us more because of that, right? So important to notice those are all stress responses. And we need to get ourselves out of the stress response. So that's what I wanted to wrap up with today is how do we break the hustle cycle, right? We break the hustle cycle by getting out of our heads and into our bodies, first of all, because when we're in the hustle cycle, we're telling a lot of bullshit stories in our head, right? A lot of stuff going on. We can ask ourselves why am I so attached to this goal? Why is this so important to me, right? And then we start to realize, oh my gosh, it's because for me, if I don't achieve that goal, it means I'm not worthy, not lovable, right? That I have no purpose. That's heavy shit, right? We start to see all these thoughts we have. So we can first get into our body. I might give a lot of tips about that on the podcast. So go ahead and check that out. That drops tomorrow. But, splashing cold water on the face, walking outside, changing the biological landscape, relaxation breathing, 5 senses meditation, looking around you, noticing you're safe right now. You're in a safe place. Listening to the sounds around you, the birds, the waves. You can tell I'm in Hawaii. The sound of the fan, right? Dropping into our senses, the weight of our body on our seat, the grounded nature of sitting on the earth. What is the temperature? Any taste or smells. That brings us back into our body and out of our head, right? We can start then being more kind to ourselves, applying self-compassion. No wonder this means so much to you. You had all those fucking people that told you couldn't do it. You had all those people that doubted you. No wonder you're so nervous about not achieving that goal, right? and offer ourselves self-compassion instead of criticism. So moving from judgment to curiosity and compassion, not judging, right? So that's the other thing. In order to stop the hustle cycle and continue to take action, we need to feel safe, right? Because it's not about avoiding failure. It's about feeling safe enough to fail. So how do we do that? And a lot of that is self-compassion practice and realizing and recognizing that we are worthy and lovable as we are in this moment, as you are right now. You know, a lot of what we do is we are so attached to the goal because we think life is better over there than over here, right? Yes, we've all been there. So it's kind of crazy, right? We get attached that way, but it's not. And it leads to the stress cycle, the pressure, right? You've heard me say before, we need to be that person who has achieved that goal already in order to get there, right? If you want to be a kind, calm, compassionate person, what do you think that person's doing every day? They are still doing their practice. They're meditating. They're not being critical about themselves. They're being patient with themselves, loving and kind with themselves, and therefore more with others, right? Doing that now. Oops, sorry. That's my alarm. That was my alarm to tell me to get ready because the Burning Man tickets are going on sale soon. And I'm be going. So, when we get too attached to the goal, right, we start self-identifying with the goal and making achieving the goal or not achieving the goal about who we are, right? Or who we're not. And we make it mean something about us. So what's ironic is even though it seems like setting a goal and being attached to it is a good motivator, like I really want that, it actually applies the pressure in that cycle. I'm going to share that with you again. So when we are attached to our goal, that's the pressure. The attachment is the pressure. You better get this. I want this so badly, right? Then it leads to the hustle cycle. When we remove attachment to the goal, we remove the pressure. We make it more fun, more exciting, more restful, more joyful, right? And from that place is how we take more effective action and how we get to our goal more effectively. Isn't that crazy? That by being not attached, we actually take more effective action because we're not in a stress cycle. And when we're enjoying shit, we're more likely to do it, right? And then we're more likely to achieve our goal. And this, my friends, is the very scientific reason behind why when you have more fun, you're more likely to reach your goal. Now, that's not to say it's 100% fun, right? Life is life. Life has difficult times, mellow times, whatever. But when we have a choice, we can choose to make something more enjoyable, right? So if you're flagging in your meditation practice, how can you right now make it more enjoyable? Is it maybe meditating outside or doing a retreat at Esalen or something where you can go in hot springs after, right? We don't get to be in summer camp the whole time, but when we notice we're in a stress cycle, we need to add medicine to that. And the medicine is love, compassion, and enjoyment, fun, right? Takes us out of the stress cycle, helps us come from more effective intentional action instead of reactive action, right? Okay? So this is how we stop the hustle cycle. So I go into it more in the podcast, but listen, right? Removing the pressure, removing the attachment to the goal will then give you spaciousness to try new things, to learn when you make a mistake, to not hurry and take frantic energy, to take the time to look at what you're doing and how you might change things and give you an opportunity to make it more enjoyable. That's how you stop it, which is why you can reach your goal more effectively. Okay? You're welcome. Fucking take that and use it with anything that you feel like you might be attached to, okay? All right. I just wrapped up the retreat with the Fall Adventure Mastermind group. The spring folks are arriving on Saturday, and I'm super excited. The wait list is open, so head over to adventuremastermind.com. Get on the wait list for the September cohort. We'll probably do a virtual retreat in August, but that's going to be amazing, Alaska and Hawaii. So get on the wait list for that if you aren't already. And in the meantime, go join freedomschool.com. joinfreedomschool.com. We can dive into this. We're doing buffering right now. Stop over drinking, stop over Netflixing, stop over eating, all that shit that we use to escape when we're in the hustle cycle, right? It's so crazy. So come over to Freedom School and play with us. We would love to have you. Joinfreedomschool.com. I will see you in class. Oh, in fact, we're having our tea time pretty soon, which is not just the coaching call, but we like literally hang out and like just shoot the shit, and it's super fun. Okay, bye.